Hello and welcome in to my channel Skies and Flora. My name is Shaka, and as you will see from the title, we are doing pick a card reading, and the question we're asking today is, what is my higher calling? So what is your your soul path for this earth? What is your unique gift, your aspirations and soul path that needs to be brought out and brought into the earth? So I've got the Work Your Light Tarot, and I always forget this name of this deck. It's the Keepers of the Light Oracle cards. So we'll get two of those, and then we've got pile number 1, pile number 2 and pile number 3, as always, 3 piles. So again, just take a moment just to tune into the question, what is my higher calling? What is it you need to know about your path, about your journey? And then when you're ready, choosing from pile number 1, pile number 2 and pile number 3. And then when you're ready, we'll begin. Okay, so welcome in pile number 1. You chose the Rider-Waite, and this is the Larimore card. So let's get 2 cards. So I want these to work together. So sometimes I do like an advice and an issue and an advice, but I feel like these will work together. So I'm gonna say, what is my higher calling? So this is like kind of ascended master. This is the energy that you are specifically called to bring into the world. So pile number 1, please, Spirit. What is a higher calling? What is the higher calling, please, Spirit? Pile number 1. There we go. Okay, karma releasing, Saint Germain. Move beyond drama, create your own path, make room for good energy. Okay, so this feels very, let me see. Pile number 1, please. What is the higher calling here? Just one card, please, Spirit. What is the higher calling? What is your unique voice? What's your higher calling? I'll take all of those. That's good. They want to speak. So, just one card, please, Spirit. What is higher calling? I'll take the one from the top, or I'll take this one. This one. This is the one. Birthing a new age. Yeah, birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. Yeah, this is what I felt like with this card, but I wanted the clarification. So this feels like, really very much feels like, if you're coming from like an ancestral line with a lot of trauma and a lot of wounding, or a lot of healing needing to be done in your ancestral line, this is what this feels like. It feels like that's specifically for you, either in the family, what do they call them? I've heard this expression, something breaker. Oh my gosh, my mind has gone blank. Sorry. So it's like so you kind of breaking, like, so, sometimes families, they get stuck in patterns and they recreate and recreate the same issues, the same things come up in families. And it feels like you're really in charge of breaking that cycle. Cycle breaker. That's it. That's what it is. Cycle breaker. All right, let's see what the cards say. Let's eke this out a little bit. So how can pile number 1 do this? How can cycle be a cycle breaker? Okay. Knight of Swords. You got to be really, 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 really about it. 7 of Wands, Justice. Yeah, this is really like, you've got to be really you know, knowing what's right and sticking to it. Yeah, like really knowing what's right. There's no room, there's no space for here, what it feels like with these energies at least. There's no space for letting things slide. And I don't mean this in a way of like drama and contention and arguments, but I mean sticking to what's right. So you've got justice here, so it's like what is right and really sticking with it. And it feels like, you know, there's some really difficult things happening in this family here. Let's see, clarify more please, Spirit. How can whoever's watching, how can they help be a cycle breaker? Three of Swords. Okay, so that's facing your own pain, facing your own sadness around this. Two more please. All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This is lovely. I mean, these three cards here is lovely. Yeah. You got the Strength card, the Queen of Cups, the Nine of Pentacles. Yeah. This is really, really beautiful energy. This is all quite difficult here, right? How are you able to be a cycle breaker? So you've got the Knight of Swords, the Seven of Wands, the Justice, and the Three of Swords. So let's get into these energies first of all. It's quite a clear message, quite a succinct message, really. You know, Knight of Swords has got the Sword of Truth, yeah? Like the Justice, got the Sword of Truth. You know, here, I'm seeing this as very positive, yeah? So, you know, some of the Knight of Swords just has it, you know, basically has a bee in its bonnet, you know, knows the truth, and really isn't letting anyone off the hook. You know, like there's something needs to be done, action needs to be taken, like, and sticking with it and like really holding firm to that. That's what I'm seeing here with this Knight of Swords, especially with that Seven of Wands. That's like, you know, defending, but it doesn't feel defending. It is defending against other people, but it also feels like defending this truth, defending justice, defending what's right. Some pain here because there's a letting go, there's a grieving that has to take place here. I'm asking if something needs to be. Let me get some clarifiers. Let me. Okay, King of Cups, Eight of Wands. So this feels like this is forgiveness. Because like I said, although this feels very strong-handed, there is, you know, we need the tender feelings as well because we need the healing. So although we you know, we say this is the truth and this is what's right and we stick to it, you know. But there's also a grieving that takes place. There's also this sadness. This when we get into the heart, this is when we can kind of start to do some healing here. So that's what I'm seeing here with this King of Cups and this Eight of Wands. I feel this propels the healing when we own up to the grieving. There's been avoiding. There's been some stuff happening in the family, whether that's, you know, like I said, it can be like intergenerational trauma. Abuse, or even just you know maybe someone in the family isn't like everyone else and there hasn't been an acceptance and love of that, and compassion around that, or maybe it's just simple just playing out of patterns that just aren't useful anymore. This feels very much like look after yourself, protect yourself, yeah? But this is where the softness, you've got the King and Queen here, which is lovely, yeah? This is more like more Cancerian. You know, this is very much in the heart space. So there's a balance to be had here between really being no nonsense, sticking with your guns, grieving the loss, and facing the pain as well, because often this is what happens when, you know, with patterns, that's how they're able to keep recreating, is that no one really faces the pain, no one really faces what it is that's been difficult, and created a lot of sadness, and in order to move forward that needs to be faced, And that's what I'm seeing here with the King of Cups. There's a lot of compassion here. There's a, you know, there's a sea here of love that needs to be brought in to help with this healing. Then we can start to look forward. Then we can start to move. Then we can start to build a bridge here, which is a lot more positive, a lot more happy. Strength, Queen of Cups, Nine of Pentacles. You know, being more loving, being more gentle. You know, again, this is like really enjoying what we've created. Yeah, enjoying our creations, enjoying our uniqueness. So you've got karma releasing, move beyond drama, create your own path, make room for good energy. So, you know, things need to go, things need to change, but I really feel like you're having to, yeah, like I said, it's about cycle breaking. And it might not be in the area of family, it could be elsewhere where, you know, there's something where something has to break, something has to change, something's been set in a bit of a pattern. And I feel like you specifically have been required here to change something here. So, you know, something that has been going on for a long time, and it could be generationally as well, you know, and you're being asked to really release that. You've got to have to do a lot of work here to release that karma around that. But in doing this, you're birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. Like I said, this is like unique. You know, it's something new. It's something that you're going to create. And this is way more like, you know, this is in a compassion. This is compassion. This is, you know, spiritual strength. And this is very age of Aquarius, because it's very feminine energy here. Doesn't mean it's, you know, it doesn't mean it's that gender, but it's a very feminine energy. Yeah, very age of Aquarius. These are new principles for a new earth, for a new way of life. So you've got really, you know, you've got a really big task on your shoulders here. And you're going to need that strength and that single, you know, that determined single vision of the Knight of Swords. But don't forget the compassion, particularly when this feels like when you can, you know, because sometimes people, you're really wrong and strong. And then when you really get to the heart of it, underneath all the anger, you know, often where we're angry and we, you know, we deflect. Underneath all that is the sadness. Yeah. When you get to the heart of it, when you get to the sadness, that's when things can change. Yeah, because that's when we get into the softer energies. That's when things become malleable. That's when things can change. And I feel like that's what's happening here with this Three of Swords. It's actually very positive. It's very painful, but it's very positive, because out of this, you know, out of this getting in touch with the heart, getting in touch with what's hurt us, is actually what can start to create change. With this Eight of Wands, that's what creates a turnaround. Yeah. The King of Cups is again this compassion. Yeah, there's space, there's room to work that through. And then we've got a new, you know, this is the new paradigm. Okay, so I'll leave it there. I hope that makes sense, and I hope that's useful. And again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again next time. Hello and welcome in pile number 2. So this is the After Tarot deck. Let's get Keepers of the Light. So, okay. Pile number 2, please, Spirit. What is the higher calling? What is the higher calling, please? Pile number 2. What is the higher calling? Let's see what comes up. Mahavata Babaji. This is the teacher. This is Paramhansa's teacher. And really apologies if I've pronounced that incorrectly. Soul expansion. Your consciousness is expanding. You understand the connections between all things. Beautiful. This is really about spiritual awakening. This is a very, very advanced ascended master. Soul expansion. All right. Pile number 2, please. It feels like a spiritual awakening. Let's see. Let's see what the... Pile number 2. What is the higher calling, please? What is the higher calling? Okay. Soul family. Call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. Okay. So this is what I feel like. Yeah, it's nice. Just need that confirmation, really. It's like you're going through a bit of a spiritual awakening. You're starting to open up to the world. You're starting to see connections. You're starting to see, it's a bit like being in the Matrix, coming out of the Matrix and starting to, oh, right, I see. Okay, so it just feel like there's, you know, been a little bit of, eyes open, like eyes have opened a little bit. We're starting to see underneath the layers, underneath the Maya. And this feels like you're in a bit of a transition. So you're waiting for your tribe. You're waiting for your people to come around you. This feels like quite lonely at the moment. Yeah, this feels like quite alone at the moment. But you're bringing in your people that are like you, people that think like you. So you're not going mad, first of all. You're not going mad. You're just awakening. That's what this feels like. You're just awakening. So let's see what the cards say. So what can help you at this time? Pile number 2. What can help pile number 2 this time with this awakening? Empress. Beautiful. Woohoo! Lovely. High Priestess and Page of Swords. Yeah. We love to see it. Very powerful energy. Awakening. This is goddess energy. This is goddess, high priestess, you know, third eye wide open, you know, really into, you know, particularly the Empress, because that's Taurus energy, that's earth energy, that's like really, you are really rooted here in this earth. I feel like there's a little bit of, so with this Page of Swords, I'm feeling like a little bit of persecution. So if you're around other people that aren't conscious, you're around other people that don't see things like this, who don't understand what you see or what you're going through. And with this Page of Swords, it just feels like they're just holding on a little bit, just hang on in there. Your soul family's coming, the people, you know, and it's all going to make sense. This does. Let me see. Just yeah. Yep. Okay, so you got the Tower here. So the Tower here really is your energy. This feels like more than anything. What happens is when we see things and we know things, and then you're around other people that can't see those things or don't know those things, this can be, it's almost like you're holding the knowledge. I really feel like more like you are the lightning bolt here, to be quite honest, which doesn't mean that you come in hard and fast, like, you know, and, you know, start telling everybody, you know, about themselves and telling them what to do and all that. It doesn't feel like that, but it's almost just like you're embodied, just literally by embodying it. This is very destabilizing for others who aren't ready to look at this and who aren't ready to be in their truth. This is a very difficult path, but it's very, very important. You're very connected to the earth. So if that's, you know, spending time in nature, really grounding, speaking to the trees, you know, like really connecting to earth energy. So that, you know, going to parks or whatever it might be, just being out in nature, communing with the animals, with the flowers, with the trees, etc., with the sky. High Priestess, third eye wide open. Page of Swords, you've got knowledge, you've been given knowledge, you've been given divine knowledge, you've been given that sword. Feels like you're very tentative in the beginning stages. This still feels very new. And I think there's a little bit of fear here with that Tower, because, you know, that is, you know, how other people are gonna take it. Is it gonna, you know what I mean? And there's a learning, and you're gonna learn to become more rooted in this. I feel like it's gonna be your work. You've got the Eight of Pentacles here, so this feels like it's actually going to be your work. So I feel like a change of direction even in your work here with this knowledge, and that's this shift. That's what needs to change. So either that's the people around you, or even that's your work, because you're going to keep nurturing this gift. You've got a real, really important, but it's not easy for you, because I feel like you're around people that who aren't thinking like this, who aren't seeing things this way, and it's like you're almost going to have to stand up a little bit, and there's a little bit of fear around that, because it causes the tower. Let me just get one more, just one more for this 8 of Pentacles, please, Spirit. One for this 8 of Pentacles. What is this work, please? What is this work? Ace of Swords. Yeah. So it's like you will bring this knowledge. It's like your journey will serve as an inspiration for others. Yeah, it's like even writing a book. You're like bringing information into the world. You'll be bringing it. That could be through book, could be any kind of media, though. It could be any media of any kind, any mode, any form of communication, any way in which you are able to communicate that into, and that could be through art, not normally associated with artistic endeavours, but it could be, yeah? Let me just get a clarifier on this tower, just a little bit of advice on how to manage this if you're coming up against conflict, or so just a little bit of advice, please. Let's manage that. Okay. You've got the King of Swords and the Nine of Swords. Yeah, this is just, you're just going to have to be a bit no nonsense here, I think, because, this slaying of the dragon, this is what's very important. This is part of the process of awakening, and I'm really seeing this as like you're wide awake here, yeah, with this tower. You like I said, it's like you can see, it's almost like you've taken the red pill, like you've deep dived into this, and now it's like, oh, okay, now I've got to start to think about the other people around me. This has been a personal journey. You're expanding, you're starting to understand things, and this just says, stay in that high vibration, basically, with that King of Swords. You've got to have to slay your dragons, and lead by example. I don't think you need to persuade, it's not a mission, it's not a mission at, what's it called, and you're not on a mission like to bring the truth to people. It's not about that. It's not about telling other people what the truth is and getting them to do what you do or how you do it. It's really about awakening, pursuing that path yourself, slaying your own dragon, being an example for others. I feel like this is going to become your work. You are going to share this journey with others. This difficulty here is kind of what's creating and making for you to share that knowledge in the world yourself. And you will get company on the way. There is a soul family, people who are just like you, and who will strengthen you and not make you feel like, I'm alone and I'm mad and all of this, But this King of Swords just feels like, just stay the course, stay in that high vibration, keep doing your own inner work. Because sometimes when people are triggered by you, you can get triggered by them, and then, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of work here. This is the sticky, icky work of, really, doing, like, facing your own shadow, basically, facing your own shadow. And in so doing, that's going to help you lay the foundations for how other people, and that's what people are afraid of, yeah? They're afraid of that. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. I think that's it for now. I hope that makes sense. Pretty deep message. I wish you all the best, and wish you well. And do let me know if that resonates in the comments. And thanks again for watching, and I will see you again next time. All right, so welcome in pile number 3. Let's get Keepers of the Light. first of all. So, pile number 3. What is our higher calling, please, Spirit? For pile number 3, what is the higher calling? Okay, Master Jesus, forgiveness. You are on a path of light, love and forgiveness. Father, healing is possible at this time. So, pile number 3. What is the higher calling, please? What is the higher calling? Sisterhood of the Rose, beauty and devotion, priestess, mystic, teacher. So this is really lovely. This really feels like a very gentle energy. This really feels like you're on a journey of the heart. You're on the heart journey. You're really working with the energy of your heart chakra at the moment, which is where this compassion, this forgiveness coming in. If there has been difficulties with father relationships, this feels like the sisterhood, the community, is going to help with the healing. But also this beauty, devotion, priestess, mystic, teacher. This is about, these are really nurturing, devotional practices that you can bring into the world, either through, teaching or through your work. But this really feels like very much like a journey of the heart. So what is this journey, please, Spirit? This journey of the heart, is it through the work or is it through relationships? So please show me. What is this journey of the heart? Okay, with the Emperor. So this could be the father. This literally could be your father. Some healing here. So let's see. What is this journey of the heart? I sort of don't really want to take all of these. But I will. Okay, it's really interesting. A lot of these repeat cards. Let's see. Well, the Emperor and the Empress, yeah? Let me see. Okay. So, yeah, so we're on a new journey. So sometimes I just have to listen to that. Yeah, I just flow with that because that's what's underneath. We're on a new journey. We're on a new path. There is forgiveness that is necessary here. A more gentle energy, energy of compassion and an energy of love. The Emperor and the Empress, obviously, can be a partnership, can be a husband and wife. But it also, I'm seeing different things here. If this is a partnership, this is about moving forward into a new, because we've got a new chapter here, but there's some worry and there's some fear, some worry, some anxiety, some confusion around this. So let me just get some clarifiers here on, just get some clarifier on the Emperor and the Empress, please, Spirit. And you've got the Chariot moving forward. So this is about, yeah, all right. So this is like new start. So you've obviously, if this is a marriage, you got a lot of this, it's quite established, yeah? You've got Emperor and Empress, very established here, really. But there's a new start, a new journey. Is it moving? You're definitely moving somewhere. We're moving into a different chapter. That could be literally moving house. Don't feel like that. But we're moving into a new chapter. There's a lot of anxiety around this. Just give me a little bit more clarify on what is this. Yeah, okay. Three of Swords. I saw that when I was shuffling. King of Cups, Magician. Yeah, so we need to be moving more into the heart. So there's been, you know, it feels like here we need a lot of forgiveness here, yeah? These two people need to basically come together and go on a new journey. There's either you know, something's either going in opposite directions, or it needs to come together. So what's happened is something has changed along the way. Something has shifted. Something has developed, and it will do. If this is a long-term relationship, like I said, a marriage, a long commitment, you know, relationships do change. People change, and then the relationships need to change in order to evolve. Yeah, so I think that's what's happening here. And there's a lot of worry and confusion, anxiety around this. Maybe there's an idea of like, okay, things need to change. That means, you know, you scrap the whole thing and start again. And I don't think that is your lesson here. It may be, but that is the case. But that is not what's being asked here. You know, you've got more forgiveness, more compassion, love, devotion. Like, you know, coming into these more gentle. This feels very gentle. Yeah, gentle energies. Taking the time here, because especially with something, this is all pentacles, they're really quite you know, and three major arcanas, major time, major arcanas, big major time for you. And sometimes when something's become so, you know, especially with Ten of Pentacles and Ace of Pentacles, that's like commitment, that's like has been this way for a very long time. And sometimes it's very difficult when something's been a certain type of way for a very long time. It's very difficult to see it any other way. And that's what's being asked of you now. And we're moving into more heart. We're having to really draw deep into our heart center, particularly with Four of Cups and Seven of Cups here. When we're not in our heart, that's where we end up. We just end up here like, well, I don't want that. I didn't, you know, that doesn't feel right. I don't like that. You know, then you're confused about what you do want. Then there's anxiety because, you know, you don't really want to leave, but you don't really want to stay either. And then you're stuck. Yeah, and that's kind of what this feels like here. So we're in you know, we're being asked to open a new chapter here, but it's going to require a lot from us. Three of Swords, King of Cups, Magician. So you know that Three of Swords is obviously the pain, the difficulty, but there's a blessing in that. Yeah, it feels here actually that's exactly what's needed in this. Yeah. Actually, that's what we need here, is to kind of own up to the pain, yeah? And really, really get in touch with that. King of Cups, get in touch with the heart center. Get in touch back in with that space of love and compassion. And then I think you've got this opportunity to manifest, to build something new, to create something different. That can be based on these foundations, or it's a fresh new start. I think that's up to you. I don't think that's something the cards can teach you or tell you. Either way, I think it involves doing this from a place of love, yeah, a place of compassion, a place of real connection and love. So I hope that makes sense. I'm going to leave it there for now. And again, just let me know if that resonates. And again, just thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again next time.